So this video may surprise you because we're going to talk about something most people think will never apply to them. Getting a job after you retire. You put in the 30 years, you've gone to the water cooler so many times, you've done the reports, you've done all the work, dealt with the managers, you've hung it up, and then all of a sudden you get to retirement. And you have to ask yourself, why do I feel like something's missing? Do I need to go out and do something else? And believe it or not, folks, over 57% of people continue to work after they retire. And most of the time, it's not for monetary purposes. It may make people feel good that they're making a little bit more money, but the reality is it checks a lot of boxes, right? There's purpose, there's community. You have those relationships at work. You get up and have something to do. A lot of times, you don't want to just wake up, go sit on your couch, have coffee with your spouse, and stare at each other all day. If you're not traveling or doing things, life can get a little monotonous, a little boring. Having a variation can be a great way to attack your retirement. And today I'm going to talk about the 6 most popular part-time jobs for retirees. We're going to break them down and they're going to surprise you, believe it or not. Now, the AARP has done a great job breaking down a satisfaction score and an average wage for each position in retirement. So the first will not surprise you, bookkeeping. This is a very, very popular part-time job in retirement. The idea is the hours are flexible. You can do them at different parts of the day. You don't have to be in at a certain time. A lot of times books need to be reconciled by the end of the month, or you have to do certain AR or AP, sending out checks, receiving them, cashing them, and it gives flexibility. And a lot of times people don't need a full-time position to do the bookkeeping work at their smaller companies. You also get the benefit of being part of a team. You get to come and go in a little bit more flexible atmosphere. And this has a satisfaction rating of 76% at $17.72 an hour. This is a great fit for a lot of retirees. It actually fit for my mom. My mom was a bookkeeper after she retired being a teacher for 30 years. She did this for another 10 or 15 years. I mean, it filled a lot of buckets mentally, doing math, sense of accomplishment, all that fun stuff. Now, the next, obviously part-time job, number 2, is office manager. This surprised me a little bit. Office manager feels a little bit more stressful and a little bit more full-time. But I can see when someone comes in, they make sure the office is taken care of, certain tasks are completed. This has a 75% satisfaction rate with a wage of $17.26. Again, you can understand being part of a team, having that interaction, maybe doing the hiring or the firing, some of the HR stuff. All of those things make a lot of sense on why this may be a great job for someone to utilize a lot of their previous skills in a limited atmosphere at a smaller company. The third is the nanny. Now, I completely can see where this is coming from, right? People love the idea of being around young kids most of the time if they're well behaved and they have good parents. And you're going to enjoy, again, a flexible schedule where you're helping, obviously, take care of the grandkids or other kids throughout the week or the month. And it pays pretty well. It's a $15 an hour job with a 75% satisfaction rating again. So being a nanny or a part-time childcare person makes a ton of sense. The other goes in line with that because I think these two last, the nanny and then the fourth one, which is going to be a nurse assistant, checks the caregiver box. There's a lot of caregivers out there that want to have that feeling of taking care of people, the satisfaction. Maybe their kids are out of the house and they moved away and they want to feel obviously like they can still add value and help people navigate the challenges of life, whether they be at the early stages or the end of stages of life. This makes total sense. 75%, again, job satisfaction rating, $13.22 an hour. You can see this for home care, assisted living, independent care, being around there, helping people, building those relationships and soaking up some of that wisdom from some of those obviously elderly clients in that route. Now, sit tight, folks. This is the first 4. I'm going to hit the last 2, and the last one's definitely going to surprise you because it surprised me. Number 5 is retail. Now, this doesn't surprise anyone, right? The dad going and working at Lowe's or Home Depot, I could completely see my dad doing that, talking about mulch and, roofing nails all day. That seems like a interacting job where you don't have a lot of stress, but you get to interact with people on a regular basis for that extrovert. And that's why it has an 80% satisfaction rating, 80%, and a pretty high wage at $16.30. It is a customer service driven position where you're having a lot of access to people. The last one, the surprise for me was big number 6, tutors. I wouldn't have guessed this came up. Obviously, it makes sense why. It pays the most, almost double, $20 to $30 an hour. a 97% satisfaction rating. So if you're a math whiz, enjoy that stuff, you know your geometry, you know the a squared plus b squared equals c squared stuff, or love your history, this could be a great niche to kind of break out and talk to younger folks, try to help them navigate their high school or their college courses, and make some good money doing it. And it's very mentally engaging and probably very satisfying mentoring, someone younger and then watching them get good grades or get into the school they wanted to get into or graduate. All of these things make a lot of sense. It's something you don't normally think of. So I'm going to challenge everyone listening through this video to say, you know what, is there things out there that I wanted to do that I didn't get the chance to do during my life that if money wasn't an option, I'd jump in? For me, folks, I'd be a server. If money was an option, I love serving, meaning I love running food, being in that chaos at dinner time, talking to people, engaging, sharing food, watching people enjoy the night out with their families. That to me was a lot of fun. I actually served for about 7 years through college and law school. So it was a big fun thing. If I was all said and done, I may do it again if I had to obviously pick a job to do in retirement. Hopefully this is your new beginning, not an ending, and you'll fill some of the buckets that are missing in life. Thanks for listening, folks. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe to our channel. We're posting stuff all the time about retirement. Please tune in next time. Thanks a lot.